Hi fellas, I'm Mim and today I'm redesigning 2 of my 6 original characters from 2014 from a world called The Elementalists. These girls are called Maia and Alleria. Alleria was previously known as Ali. Now the old drawings I'm using are recreations of the original ones since I only drew these girls a few times when I was but a mere child. However, I know the story very well due to my old diaries and Wattpad account. God. Okay, so the story was basically a ripoff of Ninjago, The Golden Compass, and there's probably a magical girl anime out there with this plot, but better. So this story is a ripoff of that too. Now, you might say to yourself, this story really isn't that bad, but remember, I came up with this shit when I was 11. So the story got some major updates in 2017 and is now just the backstory for some other world of mine that I've been working on. So, the story was there were these magical animal guide god things who inhabited the bodies of a group of 6 girls and would give them elemental powers and guide them. The animal gods were an owl, whose element was magic because I liked owls and I liked magic. A dragon whose element was fire because, well, duh. A wolf whose element was ice because every young artist, especially girls, had a wolf phase. A bear whose element was earth because bears are strong and earth is strong. An eagle whose element was air just because. And a dolphin. A fucking dolphin whose element was water. Guess I ran out of creativity for that one. So basically these gods inhabited the girls to fight bad guys and some dark god who ran the government or monarchy or whatever the fuck it was. Why they didn't just obliterate those fuckers because they're gods, I don't know. I just wrote down the fact that they didn't have physical bodies, and that was the reasoning. They didn't possess these girls. The girls were kind of born into it because it was a destiny thing. Also, the bad guys were trying to steal the animal guides from people for reasons 11-year-old Mim never came up with. So, at first, this group was the only ones with animal guides until I made it that the whole world had animal guides. These girls just got the god ones. So that's the basic story. Now on to the girls. There were 6, some have been renamed, but I'll get to that when I draw them. Maia, the main character, she had the magic element. Ali, the blonde bitch one, her element was water. Winter, the lone edgy one, her element was ice. Freya, the angry one, her element was fire. Melanie, the peacekeeper, her element was earth. And Alleria, the funny one, her element was air. So right now I'm drawing our main anime protagonist, Maia. So at the beginning she had an abusive perfectionist dad who she had to hide her powers from before running away. Oh yeah, she ran away from home before meeting Winter, and the two encountered the rebellion shit fighting the bad guys trademark, and they met the rest of the team. She became their leader because she was the main character and was the most powerful one despite being the least experienced. She and Ali met this dude, who I never gave a name, and boom! Love triangle. So, in the original story, Maia won over the guy because Ali was a bitch, and the two had a rivalry, but they weren't the only ones on the team. But we'll tell the story of another rivalry in the team in a different video. Now, update time! In 2017, I took a look at this shit show and was like, this needs fixing. So, the girls no longer had the overpowered god animals. They just had regular animal spirits, but everyone in this world had elemental powers. The gods were dropped completely. Maia wasn't the most powerful, but her element was still magic because 14-year-old me was too dumb to come up with specifics. Like, illusion, light, dark, something else. Maia and Ali were no longer rivals, but this wasn't really an improvement because they had no dynamic or real platonic friendship at all. I made Maia a lesbian this time round, who had a crush on Winter, but I never expanded on that, ever. Now, the current story. This is part of a multiverse, and the story starts in a different futuristic universe who have discovered dimension traveling. Our story starts with a girl who gets trapped in this fantasy dimension on a simple mission, and unfortunately for her, she's never saved due to a major war breaking out and the technology being destroyed. But that is a different story for another time. So this girl just has to survive on her own, and she meets a group of friends, and they travel around. One of these girls is mentored by Maia, and this is where her story, backstory starts. Now, the law in this world is that most people are born as a witch with a specific branch of magic. out of light, dark, illusion, fire, water, earth, and air. Maia is an illusion witch who is a mentor to younger witches who share the same magic type as her. Her backstory is that she met her original pals in a war, and they went on many adventures together. As a consequence of the war, Maia in a battle was forced to create this mass illusion, and the force of the magic caused her to go blind permanently. Now, on her journey with her gang, she fell in love with Winter, and they're now wives. But that's for Winter's video. Now, I made her look like a fantasy character instead of whatever the fuck I was doing before, and she now has a better color scheme. This would be her current self, where she'd be in her 30s, I believe. So, here is her final design. Now on to Alleria / Allie, aka the Water Bitch. Oh, Allie / Alleria, my poor girl, why did I treat you so badly? Okay, so this is Alleria, who I originally called Allie because some of these girls didn't get cool sounding names because fuck them, I guess. Basically, she was a rival for Maia, and the rebellion thought it would be a great idea for them to be on the same team. So, at first, Allie was basically the hoe of the team. She flirted with most boys, she was petty, she was pretty, and her outfit was the most promiscuous of them all. Still, she didn't quite hate Maia enough to let her fucking die. I have no idea why I made her like this. I just did. And aside from Malerius, she's the least developed character on the team. Her backstory was just, she discovered that she had the dolphin god. God, that hurts to say. And her parents just sent her off to fight because they were so proud. What a great 18th birthday present. Congratulations, child. You are a demigod. Go fight! Okay, speaking of Alleria's backstory, it's time to address my idea of the setting. So, I thought it would be cool if the made-up country had different zones and they all had different eras of progression. So, Maia lived in the capital city and it was basically futuristic. Freya lived in the next zone, which was basically just a modern era. So, imagine any period of time between the 1990s and now, and that's where Freya lived. Alleria was from the zone which was based between the Industrial Revolution and Edwardian era. Melanie's zone was Middle Ages, and Alleria's got Ancient Greek / Roman. Because that's what dumbass little me thought was cool and was ignorant to what that kind of implied. But did I ever draw them in what they'd normally wear? Nope, they only got their rebellion outfits. Ha ha ha. Now, on to new Alleria. Since Maia has a wife and no interest in guys, the love triangle was thankfully discarded and that guy is now Alleria's boyfriend, who is just a side character now who I have to develop. Alleria is also Maia's best friend and they have more of a friendly competition rivalry and they have more of a BFF dynamic where they playfully insult one another but support each other. Onto her personality. She's still flirty and a bit promiscuous, but unlike 11-year-old me, she's not getting fucking slut-shamed for it. She's comfortable with who she is, and she's a good girl, a queen. With her flaws, of course. She occasionally is a bit bitchy, but hey, aren't we all? She's the weakest one in combat and isn't as resilient as the other girls. So basically with her, I tried to show that she's comfortable with who she is, and unlike Maia, who got basically a concept art drawing, I went full out with Alleria, and she even got a background. What a lucky bitch. And what a bitch of a drawing to do, because I actually completed a background instead of being a total wuss about it. So, here's her final design. Now, I have 4 more OCs to get through, the other 4 girls, and I'd like you to guess or comment or vote in the poll on which 2 I shall do next. The options are Alleria, the air chick, who's the most underdeveloped comic relief character I've ever made. Winter, the edgy lone wolf ice chick. Freya, the fire chick, the angry girl who wants to fight everyone. Or her rival, Melanie, the peacekeeping healer earth girl. See y'all next time. Bye.